Hey everybody, this is Caleb with TILP. So we have been in a place called San Bartolo, which is a little coastal municipality about maybe an hour away from Lima, Peru's capital. We've been here for I think maybe a week and a half. It's the winter when we're filming this, and I think it's a Friday right now, but it's a pretty cool little town. We've really enjoyed it so far. We plan on staying here for about a month. I'm just on top of the building that we're staying in right now. It's got some really cool views. We've shown that in some of the shorts that we make. But thought I'd take you around today, check out the town a little bit, give you some of my opinions, see what we see. One thing to note is that in the winter, it is pretty gray a lot of the days. We've only seen a few sunny days the past week. This is to be expected along a lot of the coast in Peru during the winter. But one of the benefits of coming in the winter, if you do, is that rental prices are down and there's usually more stuff available. If we check out, let's go over to the edge here and show you the beach. It's pretty empty right now. During the summer, you can look up pictures and it's usually pretty crowded. You have a lot of tourists from other places and locals as well that come here on the weekends to check it out. But even in the winter, I don't know if you can see it at all, there's surfers in the water basically from sunrise to sunset every single day. Some days more than others. Today I can see maybe a dozen, half dozen out there, but it seems to be a big part of the culture. Some people have told me that Peru does have a pretty good surfing culture, and if you're into surfing and you're a digital nomad and you're looking for a cool little town to hang out in for a while, San Bartolo is definitely a good choice. The internet here is pretty good and it's not too small. You can still find pretty much every service that you would want. There's quite a few stores, which we'll go check out right now. I'm gonna take you guys more into the town center of San Bartolo, and we can get a better look at that. So let's go look at that. There's a bit of construction going on. You can see one thing that is pretty common are these moto taxis. This is, you can probably hear the construction in the background, but the moto taxis are one of the main ways to get around. You can do Uber, but it's kind of hard to find one since this is kind of a smaller little municipality outside of the capital. But there are moto taxis everywhere, and they'll usually give you a pretty good deal if you're just trying to get around this little area of San Bartolo. Another thing to keep in mind, I said before that it's often pretty gray most of the days. You do find some sunny days, but it's also a desert, so you don't really see any rain. We've been in Peru for a few months now, and we've barely seen any rain. So even though it's gray, you don't really see any rain, which is kind of nice. Hola. Seems like there's a bit of a festival going on over there that I didn't even know about. Close to, it's not really the city center, but here actually on the edge, by the coast, you can see this kind of cool church, pretty aesthetic. And then there's a few little parks around as well, and a lot of little vendors selling snacks, treats, soda, chips, stuff like that if you are looking for a snack while you are walking around. If you do come to stay here in this town, there are a lot of restaurants, specifically cevicherias. If you haven't tried ceviche and you're in Peru, you are missing out. I highly recommend that you try ceviche especially here in Peru on the coast. It's really cheap and it's really good. You don't have to spend that much either. As the menu I just showed you, you can get a lunch for about $3-4, 2-course with a little appetizer and then some kind of main dish like shrimp and rice or chicken or something like that. So it doesn't have to be expensive to eat out here in San Bartolo either. Now I'm kind of entering the city center a bit. You can see how many stores there are. You can do a lot of shopping. Pretty good clothing prices, restaurants, pharmacies, all of that stuff, as well as some local vendors. Now check it out. There's a lot of little grocery stores too, which are relatively affordable. Here in the city center, you can find the main bazaar, and here, where you can buy pretty much anything you want. Fruits, vegetables, you can even get lunch in there, utensils, household items, really anything. But it's a pretty convenient town. Everything is within walking distance. You can use the moto taxis if you've got like a lot of groceries or some similar stuff, like I said. And I'll take a seat here in the middle of the kind of town square. The vibes are pretty chill. Everybody's pretty calm. From the locals that I've talked to, it seems to be pretty safe as well. There's not too many thieves or anything like that, though I still do recommend you obviously keep your wits about you and don't let your stuff out of your sight, and just be aware of your surroundings at all times, just to avoid in case anything happens. I don't think there's too many bars here if you're into nightlife and stuff like that. It seems like it's more of a daytime town, but stuff doesn't usually open up until maybe 12, 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, a lot of the restaurants I've noticed. But there's some kind of gourmet places too, a couple of gourmet seafood restaurants. You can get some artisanal ice cream, or even there's a thing called a cremolada, which is kind of like an icy, like shaved ice and various flavors, usually fruit like strawberry or passion fruit or mango is a really common one here too. And those are really good as well. You can also find some pharmacies, like I said, or I don't know, different shops to get whatever you need. It's pretty convenient living here, and it's definitely one of my more favorite towns that we found in a while. So let's walk around a little bit more and check some more stuff out. I'm gonna head into this store right here, buy a couple of things real quick, and show you what I got. Most of the groceries here are really affordable, and you can usually feed yourself one person for a week for maybe $50 to $100 depending on your taste, and you can get lunch for probably $3 or $4. Okay, I'm gonna grab a couple of things. A lot of the potatoes, when you buy the potatoes here, they have dirt on them, kind of like that. You know they're kind of local and something that somebody grew kind of close to here. So I just left the store. I'm headed back home now. I did run into one problem though. That is something that you should keep in mind when shopping here. If you're going to use cash, they don't often have a lot of change. So if you give them a large bill, they might not have the change right away. They might either have to go to a neighboring store to get change, or to the back to find some extra change, like what just happened to me. But I bought a couple bags of coffee, a couple liters of beer, some pork loin, some potatoes, and it's like a festival going on. But that was about 50 soles, which is maybe $12 for everything, which is a pretty good deal. So groceries don't have to cost a lot here. You can cook at home pretty cheaply, or eat out pretty cheaply. So let's rate San Bartolo for digital nomads. As far as safety, I would, at least based on our week here, give it a 7 to 8 out of 10. I see people walking around pretty much all times a day, and according to the locals that I've spoken to, it's pretty free of crime, just because it's a small little municipality. Everybody just seems to be worried about surfing. For convenience, I would give it probably a similar score, about 8 out of 10. It's not that big, so you can walk around everywhere without too much difficulty. And if you do have some bags, or if you don't want to walk, there are motor taxis pretty much everywhere, and if they are available, they'll give you a little honk to let you know that you can hop in. As far as internet and working, it is close enough to the main city, and it's still big enough that you don't really have to worry about the infrastructure too much. The internet here has been really fast for us, and we haven't experienced any power outages, and talking to some locals, I guess it's not too common. So if you have to work online as a digital nomad, this might be a pretty good place. For accommodation, if you're coming in the summer, the weather will be a little bit better and you'll get more sunny days and it'll be warmer, but obviously it's going to be more crowded, and rental prices will go up. We are here in the winter and the rental prices are pretty good. We have a pretty nice 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom right on the beach for $600 a month through Airbnb. So if you're looking for a relatively cheap place to rent, it's a pretty good option as well. If you want to see what our rental looks like, there's a 2-part short that you can check out on our channel to see the inside of our apartment. But besides that, I guess I'll wrap up the San Bartolo video before I pass this construction site again. Till next time, guys, peace.